Oh, yes, okay. And of course, that didn't go over. Man. Whew. Hey guys, welcome into Milky Way Wednesday at every week at 7:15 Mountain Time. Oh my gads. I know you guys don't care about behind the scenes stuff, and I know you're not really interested in all this, but dang it. When I kick out on finishing dinner and say, you know what? I hate it when I run out of time at the very end. I'm going to stop eating and I'll come back and finish this later. And then I have this happen for 15 minutes when I've been here? It makes me really mad at YouTube. Quick behind the scenes story. There's a message bar now that is new on YouTube Lives that wasn't here before the year. And basically, when you go to click start stream, they'd let you start streaming. Now they want you to make sure you hit the preview button on the preview player before you can start the stream. That preview player is glitching, and it's been glitching on me on my lives every day since I began in January, and it's glitched on us again tonight, and I'm sorry. It's a big fight. It's constantly telling me, error, 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 you can't go live until that preview player is working. So I'm sitting here sweating bullets through my, as you guys have been talking about, manly beard. But, you know, Rob, I'm not actually grooming it yet. I haven't started using the oils. I don't know. I keep forgetting. I'm working at a desk all day. Who am I supposed to be impressing? So I don't think about it. But I'm going to start oiling up this beard going forward. If I have a beard, I might as well take care of it. So welcome in, guys. Welcome into Milky Way Wednesday. What I have right here and what I had here at the table is just benched, gone. That was my first tech issue. For some reason, it's showing up my feed for the iPad as completely black. So forget it. Pointing out things up here and having little visuals, forget it. Let's just talk about the Milky Way that's coming back. So let me switch over here so I can see some of your guys' chat. And I'm gonna grab my glasses. I have a beard, I might as well take care of it. So welcome in, guys. Oh, you're getting an echo? Let's see. What could you be getting an echo from? What I had here at the table. Oh. That was my first tech issue. For some reason, it's showing up my. It's that amazing, awesome preview player that now is causing an echo if I forget to mute it. But since I've done this 7 times, this time I actually forgot to mute it. Because once it was working, I was so happy I forgot. So you guys were listening to me talk as it has a delay. Sorry about that. How annoying is this? Milky Way Wednesday, where are you? So welcome in. I'm going to stop thinking about the frustrations of fighting YouTube for all of this and enjoy the fact that we all have a Milky Way coming back. So everything that's right here at the table is just a nice opener. I am going to jump over to this desk, and you guys are not going to want to see me move this camera. And so I'm going to throw up an ad that you've all seen. You're going to hear Kathy Henahan's voice if we get that far, but I am going to go as fast as I possibly can, swing that over there, put this mic right there, and be back, because this iPad doesn't work, so there's no reason to hang out here too long. We want to get to talking about your guys' stuff. So hey, in the chat, please put in there, where are you going to see the Milky Way first this January? So the first Milky Way core of the year is here. Where are you going to be? I need some examples of places that we can look up so we can do it right here live together, planning your shot. So I'll be right back.
This has been an awesome trip. Wonderful bunch of guys. Very positive.
I thought everything was, pretty close to perfect.
Aaron and Brendan are really approachable. You ask any question any number of times, they're really helpful to you.
It was really great having you guys with your knowledge of the location beforehand.
Oh, I would definitely say come. They're so down to earth. These are a great group of guys to go out with.
2 strikes. All right, 3 strikes. I'm out, guys. 3 strikes. I'll be out. I've been talking to a muted mic. Awesome. Mic no worky. Yeah, I have a that mutes me when I want to, and so that I off and then mute it back and forth. Yeah, I'm a fool. I forgot to hit that. It was going to be really loud when I moved the mic, so I hit it on mute. So, start over. Let's do it again. Nova Scotia. Alan Zakowski is coming from Nova Scotia, Canada. And let's start there with the areas that we're going to talk about, because I love the show Curse of Oak Island, because for some reason treasure hunting is in all of our little hunter genes. I don't know why we have these genes of just wanting to think about treasure hunting, but Curse of Oak Island's awesome, and so Nova Scotia is on my mind since then. Well, honestly, Nova Scotia, I've applied for a job out there as a game producer several years back, and I almost moved out to Nova Scotia, but didn't work out, and maybe for the better, because I hate cold, and going to Nova Scotia is not the way to avoid cold. That's for sure. That is for sure. So stupid mistake, guys. Sorry about that with the mic, but let's just get rolling. We are now right here into Stellarium, and we also are going to go into the iPad, but the iPad reflector stopped working, so while I'm doing this in Stellarium, I am going to try and get my iPhone up using another app and see if we can make this happen. So why not? Why not? Let's see what we can do. So Nova Scotia Island. If you guys have Stellarium or don't have it and you want to get it, go to stellarium.org. It's totally free. The desktop version. Desktop version's free. The app on your phone or your iPad, that's going to cost you a little bit, but nothing that major. And the big cool app is really here on the desktop. So, you know, it's interesting. You guys don't see this. Are you guys seeing me change anything? Looks like that screen isn't updating. Let me make sure that updates. I'm going to kill Stellarium. Yeah, you guys aren't seeing jack. See, this is a weird day. Weird day for some reason. Let's make sure you guys can see this. No, that's bizarre. That is crazy bizarre. Okay, so while I fix this issue live, because that's just the curse of today's work, I am going to get you guys a display screen to watch. And looks like I can only do that in studio mode. So let's go over with Canva Chat, get that thing up, so you guys have something while I get this display working. Basically, on Stellarium, we are going to pull up Nova Scotia by looking at a map and putting a pin close by. And we're going to look at how the Milky Way is going to look from his area. Now, he's up north, and so he's going to have to change something on his iPhone, and that we're going to... third strike, you're out. Have I just had a third strike because that turned off, Rob? Man, Rob, are you an admin who helps me, or are you a guy who sabotages and foments frustration? Yeah, thanks for running defense for me. You're gonna be the first one to say all the negative things. That's what it is. Awesome. Really glad to have your help. So you guys are gonna be in Moab actually in March. You guys are gonna be there in April, and I know you're gonna be there in April. So I noticed things that distracted me. Now I'm going back to display capture, set this up for you guys. With the situation of the app, if you guys don't have your PhotoPills app set up for widgets and notifications, I'm going to show you at least widgets. I'm going to show you the widget that we've already talked about. We're going to look at that. And Alan, if you do have the PhotoPills app, I'd like you to tell us where Nova Scotia time frame is going to be. I'm curious when the Milky Way is first visible for you. It might not be in January. It might be sometime much later. So let's see if we can get this to work. You guys can see that? You guys can see my cursor moving around. Let's pull up Stellarium so I don't get 4 strikes, because there's no sport on Earth that allows you 4 strikes. And come on, Stellarium. Oh yeah, it's moving. So maybe I won't risk showing my own face on this right now, and we'll just go with my voice. So in the location window, Alan, I'm going to pull up Nova Scotia. Oh, look at that. Doesn't pull up Nova Scotia at all. I'm going to pull up... Let's see. Go back up. You didn't mention any area within Nova Scotia, right? Right. So now I'm just going to have to click on something that's close to Nova Scotia. This is roughly close. Man, I wish this map would get larger. That would be the best. Okay. Come off of Nova Scotia, back onto Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia's high up there. So we're going to call Halifax. Perfect. Halifax, Nova Scotia. That's where we are right now using Stellarium. Once I click on that, I'm using my hands. You guys can't see my hands right now. Click on that. That is going to take you to the area here in Stellarium. So now, using this, let's go forward in time. Let's go forward in time at a fast pace. I want to see when the Milky Way shows up because I don't know. I don't know when it is going to be. Ooh, it's way too fast. Way too fast. The moon is up. I don't see a core. I don't see anything. Let's turn off the atmosphere. Okay, Milky Way. Oh, did we crash it? We crashed Stellarium. 4 strikes, Aaron. You're out. 4 strikes. That is disappointing. Oh, 4 strikes. I'm out. We're going to crash Stellarium today. So in that situation, simply going to our QuickTime view of the iPhone would be best. This might be the worst Milky Way Wednesday we've ever had. With Stellarium going out, my iPad visuals going out, this is just a joke. This is just turning into a completely lacking. All the stuff that I planned on showing doesn't make for a good video. So you guys are just going to hang out with me for a little bit, I guess. You guys are awesome that you're even here. So that's just Stellarium. Oh, I know, that's true. Stellarium has an issue more than other apps using it through OBS, but I've been lucky in the past, and I've actually had an entire 1-hour show work. So let's go ahead and switch over to this so you guys can see my phone. You've seen this before. You have. You know it. But I'm going through it again just so that, okay, shush, Facebook. Just so that you guys can see how to do it. This is the widget app on the Facebook, or I'm sorry, on an iPhone. And as you can see, I have a notification that a lunar eclipse is coming up, and I have a notification right here from PhotoPills Night that the galactic center is not visible until Thursday. So the crazy thing about this is that I traveled last night with Brendan just to get some dinner at 11 o'clock at night when we were done working. Actually, it was midnight. That's when we finally had enough time to get out and have some dinner, was at midnight. And with that situation, we ended up going just far enough up the road, literally up a road around the corner, where my actual latitude changed. And with the latitude lines changing the way that it did, changing in latitude the way that I did it, I ended up being far enough away that the Milky Way core isn't visible until the 18th. So I'm going to go with the very big screen of me and show this. So let me transition to this for you guys. So now you can see me. Woohoo! Kind of quick work of this. So this, guys, is a... my point is that you can change it with your latitude. Even going anywhere more north, you all of a sudden will have a different time right here that says the galactic center will be visible for you. So it depends on where you're at. And so I'm hoping to find out from Alan, and he may has already said it, but I'm so off right now that I haven't noticed it. Halifax, Nova Scotia is where Alan said the city is. Perfect. And I chose Halifax until Stellarium crashed. So if you guys don't have this on your widget already, you go down to the bottom, you iPhone users, click edit, and you can add the PhotoPills widget going down alphabetically. And I'm going to turn on my PhotoPills plans. And PhotoPills plans will show up somewhere in my widget list, and holding down the 3 bars on the right, I can move this up by my other PhotoPills stuff. And I don't have any PhotoPills plans set up right now, but I tend to have all of those as my first widgets right here. And it's interesting to see how it changes that fast with going more north. If I stay at this latitude line, I can see it as of tomorrow morning. But what time? So if you have the widget app and you tap it, it'll just take you right into the planner at where you are right now and when the Milky Way core rises up on that date. Or not. It didn't actually take me there. But if I zoom and go forward into Thursday morning, it does, you can see the Milky Way core becoming visible just before, literally just before that blue line of astro twilight. So you guys see this blue line of astro twilight on my map? That's showing how it's coming across the page. And if I were to zoom in, let's zoom in to where I am right now. And I went up with Brendan up around this corner to Del Taco. It was a very healthy midnight dinner with Brendan at Del Taco right here. And we had just got done recording Gear Time, which tomorrow's Gear Time is going to be fantastic. You guys are going to love the macro quality and the work that they put into. Drew and Brendan recording until midnight last night, making this happen for you guys tomorrow during Gear Time Live. So tune in. It's going to go a lot better than this has. So you guys should jump in and with us tomorrow around 1 p.m. at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. The around only applies to Milky Way Wednesday because things crash on me. So right here, I went up a little further. So let's see why it says that. If I go across the timeline, it shows the astro twilight come in, and it swoops across the whole area at the same time. So you would think that I have a little bit more time up there, but the way the widget worked, it changed it on me, and it shows that I'm literally seeing the Milky Way from when? It says always invisible. Well, I'm on the 16th. No, I'm on the 17th. Does it want me to say, oh, see, look at this. It wants me to go into the 17th, even though it's technically the 18th morning when the core comes in. So I'm scrubbing, and now it gives me a visibility galactic core from 6:10 a.m. to 6:11 a.m. As I was going to show you in the visuals on my board, we're talking a sliver of time, and most likely this is not the week for any of us to see the Milky Way core. It all depends on your area, which was what was going to be fun about going around to the different options. So, hey guys, everybody, February 2nd, cool, awesome. So let's go ahead and move ourselves to Halifax, Nova Scotia. And I'm going to move my pin up here. Put my pin just in the dead center of Halifax. That's obviously not where Alan will go. But then let's find out what happens with the Milky Way. He says it was February 2nd and 5:15 a.m. So let's go there. February 2nd, change my dates. And my time, because it's going to be 5 in the morning. So now, we're in Halifax. It says visible from 5:19 a.m. to 5:53 on the day that I'm on. So maybe if I go into the morning of February 1st, 5:23 to 5:54. Ooh, it's even giving me more opportunities. So you could go all the way into January, but I guess you're looking at the new moon specifically. So if I tap for the next new moon, you're saying February 4th. No, you're on February 2nd for your new moon. But nonetheless, looking at the timeline that he has around the new moon, he is going to have a Milky Way visible from the 5:11 to 5:51 if he went out there on February 4th. He said he's going the 2nd, so let's go back out there on the 2nd. 5:19 to 5:53 is enough time to really get the most out of it. And then the other key element that I wanted to show you visual on the board was how that Milky Way looks. I don't have my iPad today, so I can't go into it, but you've seen it before in a previous Milky Way Wednesday. And this Milky Way is very, 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 it's low because it's coming up off the horizon, but it doesn't do its full arch look. It just kind of comes up parallel to the ground. It's just going to kind of float, and Stellarium would be really good for that right now. Let's see if we can coerce Stellarium to show me it, even if I don't change from the location that I'm at. Let's just move Aaron really small up here. Come on, Aaron, be small. Don't take up too much space, and let's show them what it's going to look like. So right here, I might be still in Halifax. I'm not going to mess around with it too much. I'm just going to change my date and time. So I'm going to move my cursor over here, date and time window, and we're going to go to February. And it's interesting. Why is it doing it that date? Come on. Let's do right now is time. Right now. Wow, maybe Stellarium needs an update. Here we go. 2019, January 16th. It's finally doing that. Let's move it down to respond. Respond. The 2nd. Go to February 2nd. Cool. This may or may not be Halifax, but let's check it out. Can I get this to go forward? Maybe that's crazy talk. Turn the atmosphere off. Okay, good. Good so far. We're working our way through the night of the 2nd, so I guess we'll come into the morning of the 3rd. I'm afraid to do too much. I don't want Stellarium to crash on me. Hey, you know what? I'm actually blocking everything because I haven't hit the transition button. Sorry about that. You guys haven't missed anything yet, though. I've just been wrangling with Stellarium. Come on. Wow, I really need to double check what Stellarium's doing with the camera on, because Stellarium was golden just a second ago. But here we go. Yes. So, with the Milky Way core visible, what's happening is that star, Sagittarius A asterisk, that black hole of the Milky Way, the star closest to it, is designated as the center of the Milky Way core, and it's above the horizon. But if I turn the atmosphere back on, you're going to notice a twilight period change. And he said it was about 5:50 a.m. So let's see if this is still using our location of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Oh yeah, you can see the twilight periods coming in right here, getting dusk, getting dawn showing up right there. And so if you're going to see the Milky Way as high as it possibly can before the dawn starts breaking, and key thing here that every other part of the year you don't have, where it's going to get brightest at the very begin possible is exactly where the Milky Way is. It doesn't have the situation where the Milky Way is over here. Let's see. Milky Way is over here and the dawn's over here, and then it's only affecting this area until it gets much brighter and then takes over the Milky Way. It's actually getting brighter right underneath the Milky Way, and so it's going to be a major challenge. You don't have all the way up until the last minute is the main point. You will not have time right up until the last minute before, astro twilight begins, because it's already going to start looking brighter. You're already going to lose some clarity in the Milky Way, and so you got to capture your shot, well before then. So get ready for the moment that the core even is visible. Now, whether or not the Milky Way core is visible, let's look at it with that atmosphere. This is actually really cool to see. And so when you look directly east in your camera, and this area of the Milky Way is kind of all faded and you don't really notice it. And so you end up seeing this thing that just sort of floats up into the sky and it disappears. It doesn't really curl down like we want it to. And so when you're taking this shot, don't plan for this to be your wonderful panorama moment. It's going to be a unique, different kind of composition for the Milky Way. So plan for this little wedge that's happening on the horizon. Don't have tall mountains, don't have tall things blocking you. It's the visual aids that were going to happen back there. Maybe we'll have to repeat this next week and do it right. But let's see if I'm missing any questions. Neil, the best is when you can make a use of work tips. Make use of work tips? I don't know. You guys are talking about Constitute Spring out there. Even Aaron has done it multiple times. So I'm trying to catch up with the conversations, but there's nothing really directed towards me that I can see. It had to scroll back. Rob and Kirk, if you guys can help me with any questions that have been directed at me that I haven't been able to see, hook me up with those questions. Everyone's chatting amongst themselves right now, and so I think, and I'm not missing anything, I think I just have a bunch of, very awesome people who have joined me for Milky Way Wednesday every week and have been really willing to jump in here and have fun with me talking stuff. But when half of the visual aids die out before the thing starts, and then we had a tech issue even starting until 7:15, I'm not going to stretch this out any longer. Yeah, Drew says they're chatting about something else. Cool. We love you, Aaron. Neil Zingle says. Thanks, Neil. Thanks so much. And Mary Beth heard me try and stumble through trying to read what she wrote, but she can't write on the phone, so it turned into something that was just nonsense. So, yes. Let's move on. Milky Way Wednesday is a bust today. I'm going to just put it out there right now. I had 4 strikes. I'm out in football. And next time I have a soccer game, I'm going to score 7 buckets. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait for next week's Milky Way Wednesday. Just get prepared for your lunar eclipse. And like everyone was saying in the beginning when we had the issues, the clouds are going to be a problem. And apparently here in Utah, we're going to have some. But the good news is, for those of you in the Star Tracker course, as well as what we share from it, we will be meeting out with Eric Benedetti this weekend and doing a Star Tracker course showing basically Eric Benedetti show Drew how to set up his gear as if Drew had never done it ever before. And I think Drew actually hasn't ever done it ever before. And so he is going to go through the process like you will with your brand new Astro package Star Tracker. And what are you going to do to set it up? And if you had Eric Benedetti right there with you, what would you do? And that's part of Gear Time next Thursday, in 2 Thursdays. So that's coming up this weekend, as well as the lunar eclipse, if you can even see it. And so there's lots of cool things heading your way. Get your widget going. Get yourself up to know, okay, when's the Milky Way going to show up? And pay attention to the fact that you have a tiny sliver of time that first night. It's really not the night you're going to capture. I'm not going to capture the Milky Way with 1 minute before astral twilight, when the Milky Way core has barely finally risen above the horizon and it's entirely in the dawn light. And so whatever, it's not going to be tomorrow morning, but I'm glad it's back. I'm really glad it's back. So that's awesome, Aaron. I'm jealous. Jealous going to hang out with. Lens, question, nope, just Drew talking about cool stuff. We will have to pay for that tutorial too. No, Scott, what's going to happen with this tutorial is the full thing will be part of the paid workshop. So yes, you can't have the full thing unless you're in the tracker course, but everything that Drew is going to do with Eric Benedetti, and for the most part, I believe, without knowing how it's recorded, it's going to be from the beginning of Drew getting advice to putting it on to the end, talking maybe 50 minutes of work, maybe only a half an hour. That will be available. That's all part of Gear Time in 2 Thursdays, as well as available all the time for replay on our YouTube channel here at Photog Adventures. So it will be free, but it will be added to the whole course, the Star Tracker course, and the Star Tracker course will have the rest of its content still locked under, people who register and pay. So hopefully that is clear as mud, that you will see it. Yes, Scott, you will see it, but the rest of the content is still under the course workshop payment. Blah. Whew. I'm not saying it well. Thank you, Rhonda. I think up here I saw, and Lonnie, you said you're doing great. You guys are awesome for supporting. If you guys are doing MilkyWayPhotographers.com, thank you so much for testing the beta out with us and working with us and having fun with it. There's so many stupid issues with it where there's weird text and weird images, and so much to fix, so much still to finish on that. And so thanks for being patient with myself and Kirk as we answer all your questions and fix the issues that have come up. But really got to give a big hand and appreciation to Kirk Kais, who has been working with me morning and night on the website. So thank you so much, man. Thank you. So, do you need sleep Sunday night? No, you don't. You need to go out. The Milky Way will be visible and you're going to have a moon. Well, okay, I take that back. The moon is a full moon, so it's going to be coming through the whole night, so you won't see the Milky Way very well. But the Milky Way core is back, and so that's awesome. So if there are not any questions, anything that you guys want to hit me up with, we're going to close out. And in fact, I'll even close out with the chat on here. So, oh, you know what? I'm in studio mode so that I could change that one display screen, and then I keep using my keys to change things, and it's not changing anything. So you haven't seen me any bigger. You've been just looking at Stellarium the whole time, so sorry about that. Fantastic. Hey, Aaron Brendan, how about some advice about handling the changing exposure over a time lapse of the moon eclipse using my star tracker? Ooh, okay. I am taking a picture of that question right now, and I'm going to pose it to Eric Benedetti as well as Kirk, who does Holy Grail time lapses like that, where you have a changing exposure, how you handle the bulb ramping, what kind of technology you use, or whether you do it entirely on your own and you tweak it up. And then even though you have a little bit of a jumpy change, you can fix it in LR time lapse to have everything interpolate so that it has a much better gradual adjustment between all of those frames. It's something that I'm going to have to do with Kurt Kai's help. I might have to fly him out here and do a workshop with him on LR time-lapse alone. How do you feel about that, Kirk? That way you can teach us everything that you have done with LR time-lapse. So I've given a little bit of extra time for any questions that might come my way. It looks like nothing has happened. I apologize that tech issues today were weird. I use my iPad Live on this YouTube every day now with an entrepreneur project that I'm doing, and so it hasn't had a problem, and I haven't recorded that live today or yesterday, so maybe I would have seen the issue that OBS was having, and I could have fixed it. So I apologize for that. I'll figure out what's going on there. Bull Bramp and LR time-lapse, Kurt Kai says. Yes, exactly. Amen. And so no other questions are coming in. You guys are awesome and patient. Really appreciate it. We're going to have better content coming out in the future. Keep paying attention to the Photog Adventures YouTube channel and get on milkywayphotographers.com and earn your achievements. I'm happy to go and check through a bunch. In fact, now that I'm going to hang up this video, I'm going to go check all the ones that are pending and give you guys your achievements. So thanks, guys. Have a good night. Good luck. Hopefully in the future, we won't have another Milky Way Wednesday like this. See you guys.